Okay. Hi guys. As you can see, I am kind of by myself tonight. I am live on YouTube. I am live on TikTok. I'm just gonna kind of go over kind of some of the things I want to talk about tonight. Um, I didn't put it on here because I just read about it. The gambling investigation update. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna talk about the Mike Farrell article that appeared in Facebook today that's accused Iowa of tampering with um, um, in the portal to get Kate in here. We know that's false. And so that's we're gonna work on that. We're gonna talk about Caitlyn and the controversy surrounding her and the fangirl getting bumping each other. Um, bumping each other after the game when the Ohio State fans stormed the court after their victory over Iowa. And I just want to say, if you're storming the court after a victory over Iowa, Iowa has arrived. Okay, yeah, arrived. All right. And then I want to talk a little bit about Hannah Stokey. Um, Hannah Stokey. Yes, she did miss a free throw that would have probably sealed the win for Iowa. However, that's no reason to go after her. We don't go after kids like that. She's a sophomore. She's 19 years old, probably. We don't go chasing after her. She's because she missed a free throw. She was forced to get rid of her Instagram, and we're going to talk about that. The fans attacking her. Okay. So I want to start out. Everybody knows about Caitlin and the girl running into each other. Neither one was looking. One had a camera, and everybody assumes it was for social media, and it probably was. She's running. She's got the camera up a little bit, and you can see her looking through her camera lens. So she's not even looking down. Caitlin is strolling. She's not even really running. They're saying that she was running, but she wasn't. She was walking, I presume, to get off the court and into the locker room. She was looking in a different direction. Probably somebody yelled her name or something, one of the fans or the kids. She's looking in their general direction. Okay. And so then the collision happens between them. You guys have seen the videos over and over, all over. You've seen different angles. You've seen it slow down. You've seen it speed it up. And the problem that I've got with this is the people who are accusing Caitlyn of flopping, that she intentionally, after that hit, went down, because she kind of got twisted around, her arms were out. Well, you know, it was an accident. I know it was an accident. Thank you, Jared, because we know it was an accident. You know, not blaming the fan. I'm not blaming Caitlyn. What happened happened. It's unfortunate, and it just brings up things about whether or not court storming should be allowed. Should it? I don't know. Okay. Um, I'm not pro or against it either way because I kind of like it when our guys, when they get a big win at home and our people storm the court too. It's kind of fun. And how many times have we seen Kennick Field get stormed after a huge win? Okay. So yeah. But anyway, to her be accused of flopping, if she was really flopping to get attention, would she in her news conference take the high road and just saying that it was unfortunate, it was an accident, Um, don't you think she played up in her news conference a little bit, you know? I I personally think she would have, okay? Um, so we got people on YouTube here, okay. Alright, I'm gonna skip that one, South Bend. Um, okay, let's go here. Kelvin says, "Saw Jan Jensen on the Bluter show. Bluter had the flu. The girls had, so she wasn't on her show. Okay, so that's a good thing that they don't have a game till Saturday because they need to get well. And I understood that they either had the flu or food poisoning during the game, and that might explain because we'll talk about it when I get to the actual game. That might explain a few things I looked at when I looked at the stat sheets and stuff. Um, okay. So, yeah. So, okay, next thing I want to move on to is Hannah Stuelke. Fans, if you're one of the fans that after went after her and DM'd her on her Instagram, forcing her to within that first hour after the game delete her Instagram account, shame on you guys. You should not be going after her. Okay. You want to talk about it with your friends privately and say, hey, man, if she had just made that free throw, we had a chance to win it at the end of the game. She didn't. Okay. Iowa went into overtime and lost the game. It happens. Ohio State's a very good team. I honestly felt going into that game that we probably had a bigger chance of losing the game than we did of winning. Ohio State's not a bad team. They may be a little bit underranked. Okay. So that bothers me. Okay. I hope Hannah doesn't lose her confidence over it. I don't know what that means. But anyway, I don't know if Hannah's going to lose her confidence over this, you know, or what happens to her psyche over it, over all this fan attacking. She's used to the love. She gets love. Okay. All right. And then before we move away from that and move on to the actual game, Jared, I think Jared, yeah, Jared, the politics in sports with regards to both the Iowa and Ohio State's AD responses to the incident. Jared, I know you can't talk to me, but if you could type up what their responses were, I would love to hear what the responses were. Okay. All righty. And then Jared also brings up nobody. There's a lot of people joining on Facebook, but nobody's actually commenting. That's okay. I didn't know how many people on TikTok would actually come on here and watch for any length of time. Okay. Are the rumors true about Ohio State fans taunting the ladies after the game? I don't know. I didn't hear that rumor. I really didn't. So if that is true, it's just typical college fans do that. I mean, I'm sure our Iowa fans taunt the players at the other too. If true Hawkeye fans will not forget that, if just wait, if and when Ohio State comes to Carver Hawkeye Arena, wait until the Hawk fans heckle the Ohio State team, and they will. They will. And you know what? We'll win that game. We'll win that return game. You know, we're not going to have the atmosphere of 18,000 loud people in that arena. We're going to have 15,000 loud fans of our own in our arena, and we're going to win that game. The only other game I see with Iowa having maybe troubling to win come this week, come this season, will be the road trip to Indiana. I honestly think that's going to be really tougher game. A lot tougher than the game that they made look so easy at home against Indiana. Indiana's another good team, and they've got that big center. Okay. Okay, so we're going back to that question about what the athletic directors had to say. The athletic director came to Caitlin in the locker room and apologized for the reaction. Iowa AD was upset. I think if the Iowa AD had sat down and watched the videotape, she wouldn't be near as upset, unless she's just upset that the court was stormed. And you can't do anything about that. The courts, after a big win like that over number 2 Iowa, they're going to storm the court. You know, you can't stop it. You really can't. There isn't enough security or policemen in the arena to block it off, and those guys are going to get hurt trying to hold the crowd back. It's not going to work. So I don't know how you do that. Maybe when the game is out of reach, like it was, those last minute of the game, it was pretty much or last 30 seconds, it was pretty much out of reach. Um, Maybe you call a timeout and you start escorting players that aren't needed on the floor to finish the game out of the building right away, right away. Okay. Um, oh, Jared, thank you. Great response. Which response was that? I'm throwing all kinds of opinions out here tonight. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Still nobody on TikTok commenting, but that's okay. All right. That's fine. It's my third attempt trying to be live, and I'm not, having much luck. Let's wish Caitlin a happy birthday today, our number 22, who turned 22 today on January 22nd. Isn't that great? 222. Too bad they don't have a game today. I really feel it would be lucky for her. Okay. Thank you, Jared. I really appreciate that. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's talk a little bit about that women's game. Okay. Um. Now, before I get to we're on the women's game, so let's talk about it. Okay. Alrighty. So Iowa in the rankings this week after their loss falls to number 5. I think most of you know that. Okay. Okay. So here's some of the things that I kind of pulled up. Iowa loses 100 to 92 in overtime. So both teams really, wasn't much defense on both teams' side. It's just that I think Iowa missed like something like its last 8 shots of the game. Yeah. It was close. It was close, Jared. I mean, Iowa would build a lead and Iowa would build a lead, sometimes get it up to 8 points, and then Ohio State would come back and get really close, and then Iowa would build it back. I really thought in the fourth quarter when they got it to 12 points that Iowa would either hold or build on that lead. Um, and I was really shocked when they just Ohio State just methodically, slowly came back and erased that 12-point lead rather quickly too. It wasn't like it took forever. So um, here's the thing: our 3-point shooting was at 36%, which is most people that's pretty good. You hit 1/3 of your shots. 36% is not bad. However, Ohio State hit 50% of their shots, and really, the turnovers were about even, the steals were about even. Field goal percentage overall was pretty close. Iowa 46, 49 for Ohio State. So that wasn't too bad. So the teams, you know, I think anybody who would look at that score won't realize if that game was actually a whole lot closer than the final score indicates. Um, so but here's what I was looking at. Okay. So Hannah Stuelke gets 10 points. Okay. Molly gets 14. Kate gets 8, which is below what she's normally got. She's on a streak with um, double digit scoring and 10, 12 points a game. So she's down a little bit. Caitlin gets 45 points. Everybody knows about that. But Gabby only gets 3 this time. Gabby had been on fire lately, but Gabby only took 3 shots. 3 shots and she took no 3-point shots. I'm not sure if she wasn't able to get open. I didn't get a chance to see the whole game. I saw mostly the fourth quarter and overtime. Sydney gets 5 points, but she gets 5 rebounds. Oh, Hannah got 7 rebounds. Kate got 7 rebounds. Caitlin only got 3 rebounds this game. Sydney got 5. 8 assists for Molly, which is really good because with her job, that's really good. Hannah gets 2 assists. You don't usually see that out of a person in her position. Caitlin gets 7 assists, and really, not much else. O'Grady did get 7 points, 3 for 5 for shooting. Goodman got 0 and 1 assist in the game. And I know that, and O'Grady got 4 rebounds and Goodman got none. So I don't know what the story was. Goodman must be one of the ones that was sick because Lisa Bluter likes to give most of the playing time to Goodman, but it looks like she gave more to O'Grady than a Goodman. And I know that people on here really like Goodman. I mean O'Grady. I mean you'd prefer O'Grady over Goodman anytime. I know you guys do. Okay. So that and then OJ Edinger and Kylie Feuerbach, they didn't get much. They didn't do much to help us. So what I'm saying here is between Goodman, AJ, Kylie, even Sydney and Gabby, we didn't get much from them, and Kate, we didn't get much from them. It was mainly Hannah and Molly and Caitlin doing all the work trying to get us game scores. And is that partly because Caitlin got 45 points? They say her record is 7-4 when she scores over 40 points, which means that her supporting cast is not helping her, or she's not letting her supporting cast help her, you know. But Caitlin did get 7 assists, so she's trying to do her best there. And she went to the free throw line 16 times. So she did her part on trying to draw fouls on these girls. Um, so okay, but honestly, when you look at Ohio State, they had Cody McMahon, 33 points, 10 rebounds. JC Selden, 24, 7 rebounds. The team was 11 for 22 at the free throw line, and the game, we got Nebraska coming up Saturday at 1 p.m. Central in Iowa City, and then they go on the road to play Northwestern at 7 p.m. on January 31st. I would expect those games to be wins, guys. I really do. Okay, now I want to go back up a little bit. Um, I wanted to talk about how Caden Proctor in an interview with the Des Moines Register, and it's on the internet. You can find it under Hawk Central, I'm sure. He said that the coaches didn't burn bridges with him, that they contacted him through Twitter during the season when he's going through a rough spot, and said, keep your chin up, you're going to be fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. You'll be good. So the coaches but this Mike Farrell guy in his article says that Iowa needs to be made an example by the NCAA. And the reason why they need to be made an example of is because they're breaking the rules, that they're not allowed to contact players. Okay, they're not recruiting these guys, but they built a relationship. Are they not allowed to continue to talk to him during the course of the season when the game's going on? He's on an Alabama roster at the time, and you guys tell me. I don't know. Yeah. I might as well put this one up here too. Yeah. With Caden Proctor coming back, that should help Cade too. Yeah, he should get a little more protection. I'm still not convinced Cade's going to actually play the whole season yet. We'll see how that goes. I'm just kind of leery because of how injury prone he's been for both Michigan and Iowa. Okay, so you guys think they were tampering? Do you guys thought like the coaches were tampering by just saying, "Hey, keep your head up"? They're buddies. They recruited him. They got to know him on a personal level. Is that wrong for them to contact them during the season and just encourage him a little bit and tell him everything will be fine? I don't see what's wrong with that. But this Mike Farrell's saying that's breaking the rules, that you're not allowed to talk to a player on anybody else's roster other than your own. So we'll have to get a verification. I was kind of hoping that maybe one of you guys would do some little research for me and come up with it before the night was over. Okay. Sounds like a guy trying to kick and keep Iowa down. Yeah, they're trying. Trust me, they're trying. Um, you know, just by the haters for Caitlin, the haters for Hannah, now this, and then um in coaching, there's a relationship part that coaches must do. And honestly, is that wrong? I mean, he's on Alabama's team. He had been committed to Iowa, then flipped, but is that wrong for the coaches to send him a quick Twitter or X now and just say, "Hey, things don't look good now, but hey, you keep your head up, keep working, you'll get there." You know. South Bend, welcome to the show. It actually shows KF being proactive for once instead of reactive. Okay. All right. All righty. Here we go. I wanted to talk. We did the Kevin Proctor thing. I just kind of wanted to do the gambling investigation thing. Apparently, there's a thing going on where the event. I can't pull up my phone because it's being used for TikTok. But anyway, there's a thing going on, an investigation where an attorney. It sounds to me like Iowa and Iowa State are suing the investigation. That they're saying, and it's on my page. It's on my Facebook page, Iowa Hawkeye Sports. If you guys want to go look at it, but it's posted by Keith Murphy. Um, that Iowa, that this special investigator didn't have a tip or anything like that. He had no warrants, but yet he still got into these guys' personal computers and computers and got into their private information without a warrant, without a search warrant. And then when he went back to his superiors and said he had nothing on anybody, he was told by his superiors to keep going, keep digging. And he did it without search warrants because so is that wrong? Was this an illegal search? It sounds to me like the two universities have filed a suit against the investigation and how it went down because it sounds like to me like they had nothing on anybody at the beginning, nothing, and they were told to target the high profile athletes in these investigations. Okay, and so, but go ahead and read it for yourself and decide for yourself what's going on over there. But I had to bring that up. That wasn't part of the agenda tonight, and we'll just keep moving on. Moving on. Keep moving on. Okay. You guys know the men lost to Purdue 84-70. And the game actually, I think, was a little bit. I think the men did well considering who they were playing. And they were against up Zach Edey, who basically yeah, boy, I'll tell you what. You want to get somebody fired up. Tom Brands was really fired up over the investigation. I mean, he kind of let his feelings, Kirk did too, but Kirk didn't really get out there and get mad, and he just kind of insinuated. But Brands, he just like, he was mad, he was upset. Okay, and okay, where was I? Okay, the men's game. Okay, we lose, and the game. Iowa had to fight hard. They got back within 8, and then they just kind of lost the game after that. But 84-70 is what they lost. And they started out the game really, really, really well. But then, I mean, probably the last 10 minutes of the first half, they just got away from them. Purdue, I think, built as much as a 19-point lead or better. And then Iowa came back in the second half and got within 8. And I thought they fought hard considering who they were playing. And Purdue is between either number 1 or number 2 all season, depending on where you think. Okay. So, but here's some things that kind of puts it in perspective. On 3-point shots, Purdue hits 35%. Iowa shot 29%. They cannot shoot that. Okay. Free throws, we shot only 69%. Okay. As you guys already know, Perkins was our big man on campus that day. He also had 24 points, not 10 for 19 shooting, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 block shots. Perkins had 3 block shots. Isn't that great? Okay. Dix had 9 points, 3 for 7, 1 for 1 on 3-point, 1 rebound, 7 assists, and 1 block. Peyton Stanford, well, not such a great game for him, I don't think. He had 16 points, so that's not that bad. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 0 assists, no blocks. Freeman, he was in foul trouble, so he didn't get a whole lot done. He only had 6 points, 3 for 6 shooting, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 block shots. Cricky, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 0 assists, and 0 blocks. And then the rest of the bench. Here's what the bench gave us. I gave you the guys the starting 5. Here's what the bench gave us. A total of 5 points, 1 for 5 shooting, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. We got nothing from the bench. That's horrible. Those guys, we need those guys to show up. And those guys would be, well, I didn't write down their name, but that's Bowen and Harding and whoever else. Okay. There's a big difference in the interviews with coaches in wrestling and football and basketball. Tom is a bulldog. Yeah, I love Tom's attitude. I wish it would just transfer into his it would just go, carry over into his wrestlers. Although, we're going to talk about that. And Jared, I'm going to need your help on this. I probably should have had you come on real quick to help me with this. I'm going to get out of the live so I can do this, but out of the TikTok. So we're going to get out and because nobody's on there. So I want to talk about the wrestling match. I think we won 29-6 or 29-9 or something like that. I think we lost a total of 3 matches. One I don't think we should have, but I just want to talk about that a little bit. Let me get to my Facebook where I can pull up the results like I want to a little bit. Um, let's see. Okay. Okay, so here we are. Let's talk about. Oh, Freeman's grandma passed away on Friday. I wasn't aware of that. On Friday, that may have been why he was off on Saturday. Absolutely, absolutely. That could have a lot to do with it. Okay. Yeah, we get down. Okay, so we start off the match. Number Drake Ayala had just become number one wrestler, right? At his weight class. Matt Ramus two, and I believe he's the defending champion at 125. Am I correct, Jared, on that? Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Jared has his notes. Thank you, Jared. I have the notes on Facebook too. I probably should go on and pull them off Facebook. Okay. Colin Shriver, major decision, Dustin Norris, 20-7 at 133. I think 133 has been an issue all year, and from what I hear, 133 is a deep, deep weight for Iowa, and they're having trouble getting somebody to consistently win games or win matches at that rate. Wouldn't you agree, Jared? Brody Teskey is struggling, and I thought he would do a lot better than he was. Okay, all right. Real Woods at 141 came up with a major decision and 8-0. Victor Voinovich, he tech fall Marcus 19-4 at 149. 157, Jared Frank, he got a decision 2-1. Okay. Um, Jared Franicki. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Jared is saying Matt Romas is the national runner up. He beat Spencer Lee last week in the semis. Oh, he got beat in the finals. Okay. Why did I think that was the finals? Okay. Um, okay, and Michael Colladino, he won. Patrick Kennedy is back and up to number 9. In the last match that he wrestled, he was not even ranked. And so, yeah, Jared says Teskey is struggling. There are issues at 133 and 149 is tough. Okay, yeah. So Patrick Kennedy looking good in his return, and I believe he moved up a weight. I believe he was 165 before. Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. Um, and then James Rawley beat Aiden Riggins 5-1. I don't know much about Aiden, but it seems like he's struggling too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kennedy may have the 174 spot. I'm thinking you're right. Honestly, I believe that. Um, then Zach Glazier, I believe he lost his last match, which might have been his first match that he's lost this year. If I'm right, Jared. Um, and he came back with a tech fall over Ben Vanadea. Sorry, guys, I'm having a hard time reading some of this. And then Bradley Hill tech fall, Tristan Ruhlman, 19-4. I would like to see. Um, oh gosh, you guys know who I'm talking about at heavyweight. The football player. What? Why is his name slipping my mind now? I'd like to see him get more chances. I don't know how many times he's wrestled. I think just once this year, and he won that match. Okay, it all depends on Gabe Arnold and if Brands pulls his red shirt. Yeah, I forgot about Gabe Arnold. I mean, he is a beast. He's a beast out there. Yeah, Keeter, Yeah, Keeter. Yeah, I want to see him wrestle more. I don't know, but Bradley Hill seemed to be doing okay at that spot. So, I guess if why you don't fix the broken if it's not broken, right? He seems to be holding his own at that spot. But this Gabe Arnold, if you guys haven't had a chance to see him wrestle yet, He did wrestle a meet or 2 early on in the season and was just my gosh, he kinda reminds me of Spencer Lee in a little bit, and he's really, really strong. He's only a freshman, I believe. Okay. Yeah. Gabe Arnold can wrestle one more match before they decide to keep the red shirt. When Spencer Lee was a freshman, they had the same issue. They were gonna try to decide whether the red shirt when was the right time to turn him loose, and I believe the second semester they turned him loose if I remember right, and they finally let him wrestle, and he won his national title that year. So Tom Brands made the right decision that year. I'm sure he'll do the same with Gabe Arnold, but if Patrick Kennedy's gonna come back, be back and just do what he's doing, um, I would think that would be it is Patrick, right? You wrote Michael on your thing, Jared. Um, but if he's gonna come back and able to win games, then I guess you keep Gabe. I guess you keep him. Um, yeah, I want to see Gabe wrestle PSU's number one at 174. Yeah, that would be fun. You think he'd do that? Yeah. And you like Ratjin? Ratjin? Is he 174 also? So yeah, yeah. I just I noticed that he didn't really wrestle this week. I guess. But yeah. But I think one of the things that I found is I complained to Jared about this before. Um, is that I thought last match, the previous meet that Iowa was wrestling soft. They weren't as aggressive as they could be. I like an attacking style of wrestling. Brands brothers were that way, so I'm confused as to why. Um, these guys can't get that style going. I don't maybe it's not in their DNA, I don't know. But this oh my gosh, the guys he put on the match and some of the other guys, they really showed some stuff for me this time. Most of them were attacking, most of them were trying to add their points up. But whatever happened to working toward a pin, you know? I didn't see anybody once they got somebody down trying to flip the guy over on his back, trying to flip a guy over back. Is that not the thing anymore to pin somebody? Is that just something that happens by accident? Um, but yeah, and so I don't have much more to add on the wrestling, although I did watch every match for every second of it. It was hard though. I had my granddaughter over that night, and so I had to kind of keep an eye on her and kind of look back and forth a little bit. So it was fine. Spencer Lee worked for the pin with his Yeah, he always did. Yeah, that's why he got a lot of pins. He worked for it, but I don't see anybody else really working for it. Pins are not accident. They're a great technique. Yeah, I probably put that out there wrong. I put that out there wrong. I really did. you know. But can a wrestler pin himself? Like when he's got a wrestler and he's rolling around with him and he rolls to his back with the wrestler on top, but he's got control of the wrestler. Can he be pinned? Can he be pinning himself like, whoops, I rolled on my back and I sat there too long with the guy on top of me, so now I'm pinned. Or does the other guy have to physically have control on that? So I forget. I haven't wrestled since I was in 8th grade, but my high school was very good at wrestling, and when I was a freshman, Chuck Yagla was a senior at my high school. He was one of our best wrestlers. Was our best wrestler actually. Okay, Jared says yes. I pinned myself in high school, so it can be done. Okay. Yeah. I was considered in 8th grade a heavyweight, even though I weighed 155. 145 is where they stopped counting the weights in the middle school area, and so I was considered a heavyweight. I would have been mad too. So I had to wrestle the guys that were close to my weight. I had to wrestle the 145 guy, and I can't remember the weight under that. I had to wrestle those guys in practice. You would have thought I would have learned something from them. But they both would pin me so fast, I didn't have a chance to figure out what I was doing. They would pin me so fast in practice, and then The other heavyweight on there, it was a struggle because neither one of us really knew what we were doing. I was always thinking it through before I didn't learn to react to a move. I would always think it through. Oh, he did this. So what should I do now? Kind of thing, kind of like not that bad, but and so okay. Um, geez, I think I hit everything I wanted to tonight. Um, I wish it was. I wish we'd had more people on the show tonight. I'm glad for you guys that are on the show. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate your comments. And so that's good. I'm glad you guys are still watching and commenting. And Jared, next time I do a wrestling thing, I'm going to bring you on live, even if it's just for the wrestling segment, and we'll do that first, you can, so that you can do it and then get off. I let some girls pin me, and more than that, um, how are you enjoying the playoffs with the playoffs for the NFL? I'm okay with it. I'm happy that we got a Lions. That we got a Lions 49ers game for the winner gets to go to the Super Bowl. I'm hoping the 49ers pull it out, and so that's going to be fun. The Ravens and help me out here, guys. Ravens and who else? Else. Oh, why don't I remember who the Ravens are playing? But Ravens will probably win that game anyway, and so who needs to know, right? Okay. Instead of yeah, I'm gonna hide that one. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Lions. Okay, Jared likes the Lions. Kelvin likes the Chiefs. What about you, South Bend? Who do you like in the playoffs? Oh, yeah, the Chiefs playing the Ravens. Yeah, I see the Ravens winning that. The Chiefs aren't going to the Super Bowl this year. How many years, guys? Can you know how many years in a row has Chiefs been in the Super Bowl, win or lose, or have they lost in the divisional title game before that? I don't know. It seems like the Chiefs are always headed for the Super Bowl, so they've got the experience. I really felt bad for the Bills yesterday because I understand that a lot of players are leaving after this year for the Bills, and the Bills are basically in a rebuilding year next year, and so that's kind of sad that the Bills have to start over because it seemed like this was the year. Okay, all right. Okay, you guys got a few questions. I'll stick around while you got some questions and comments out there. South Bend says, "Will John Budmeyer be announced new OC this week?" I hope not. I hope not. I'm not going to name names, but Jason and he named another name that interviewed for the job today. I don't know how he knows, but because we've been throwing names out all along and stuff that have not turned out to be true, and we don't know where we're at with the OC chase. I'm not going to name the name that he named. Let's just say he's currently employed somewhere as an was an OC. Got demoted. He's now just wide receivers coach while they brought in another OC. Um, Detroit wins in the playoffs. They did play. They did win in the playoffs. Okay, 6 of 6 AFC Championship games for Mahomes. Yeah, wow. Yeah, they didn't win them all, obviously. Okay, Bills are out, so it's the Lions. Yep. Yeah, it's the Lions now. Go Lions! All right, I am rooting. Okay, all right, I'm rooting for George Kittle and Brock Purdy. Yeah, why not? Why not? Is Jim Harbaugh going to the NFL? My understanding, he is. He's just looking for the right team, and he's had a second interview with Atlanta already. So it seems like he's going. I don't know. He hasn't actually left Michigan yet, but I don't know what he's done. It doesn't seem like Michigan's doing anything to get a new coach in there. So maybe they know something we don't know. Was it Kelvin Fisher? Jason said it was interviewed. Jason said it today. South Bend. Kelvin already knows. I talked to him after I talked to you. I will text you who he said it was. Okay. Okay. Any other questions or anything? Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah. I'm just gonna put a thing up here. There. I want this to be the last thing people see. Sometimes what whatever comments are left up there sometimes gets I get vilified for it. I heard Bill Belichick may be going to Atlanta. Really? I thought he'd just want to be done. I thought he would want to be done with coaching, but if it's in your blood. I kind of miss I stepped away from coaching soccer a few years ago and not a few years ago. Probably how old is my grandson? 21. So yeah, about 10 years ago I stepped away from coaching. I just was working too much and trying to manage a grocery store at the same time, and driving 3 nights a week from my city to Des Moines to coach and coach games and stuff. It got to be too much for me because basically it was an hour and a half round trip every time, or hour 45-minute trip every time I went to Des Moines and back to my town. And I just got sick of it, and the gas was costing me a lot of money, and I wasn't getting anything done at home because I was always gone. So I stepped away from coaching, and at first I didn't really miss it, but now I've been going to my grandson's soccer games, watching him, and I see so many things that the coach, well, at least last year's coach, was doing wrong with his team that I told my daughter and son-in-law, I want to step in and just coach. I do. I can't handle the way this guy's coaching your guys' team. Apparently nobody else could either because there's a new coach this year and the parents apparently like this guy. So maybe he's coaching the right way. And so yeah. Precious moments. Thank you. Thank you, Jared. Anyway, I miss coaching now. I want to get back on the field and start coaching again. And I used to referee high school games and get paid for it here in Bakersfield. And um, refereed my last game in 2000. I haven't refereed a game since. So anyway, okay, guys. Unless you got more you want to talk about, I'll just let you guys go and I'll let myself go. Boy, it's really raining hard here, really, guys. I can hear it. I don't know if it's coming through on you guys's, but I can hear it pounding on my window and my roof right now. Okay. All right. I'm going to end this stream, guys. Thank you for coming. I want you to say, press the like button for those that are still here. Well, yeah, let's talk about this for a second. Refereeing would be tough with crazy parents and coaches. Um, it is. It is. It is. It is. It is. I had one game that I was refereeing. I was the center referee. It was a girls' game between two high schools, obviously, and I just thought this one girl, it looked like to me like she intentionally tripped and pushed a girl down in the field, and that's what my eyeball saw. So I gave the girl a red card, which means not only did she have to sit out that game, but I believe she had to sit out the next game too. Well, it turned out that the coach was a very good friend of the head of referees, and he went and complained. And behind my back, he lifted my referee boss lifted the red card, and the girl got to play. And after that, I got all the crappy assignments. They just gave me the crap after that. And so, yeah, but it's really hard, when you're out there, especially in soccer, because you're having to make quick calls on those fouls, trips, things like that. The offsides is easier to catch, a lot easier to catch, so they can't really argue with you on that. You would have to be authoritative. I stood my ground. Every time I made a call on the game, I stood my ground. I didn't back down. I even had one parent threaten me, so after the game, I went to the, head officials that were there, and they dragged that parent and me into a conference room, and we had to duke it out, verbally, like, what the issue was, and, I thought that was the wrong way to handle it because I felt like they were throwing me under the bus. So it's pretty obvious that even though I got referee assignments 3 or 4 times a week. It was pretty obvious they didn't like me. Anyhow, I'm going to let you guys go. I really should let this go, and, I had fun, guys. I hope you had fun too. Oh, yeah, I wanted to say, make sure that you like this, but in order to like this and comment, you have to subscribe. So subscribe, like, comment, and share. I will come in and get your comments later. I will come in and get your comments later, guys. I always do, always within 24 hours, and I always comment something back. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate your comments and stuff. It's hard to carry a show by yourself, but I did it. Paul had too much going on at work, and as you guys know, Jason is taking a break from podcasting, and we wish him the best. We wish him the best. I want to start bringing on you guys, some of you regulars, like Jared for wrestling and Kelvin for all the other good stuff because Kelvin's full of great information. I'd like to get you guys on there. Okay. Let me read this first. Okay, fire. Yeah, that's kind of funny. If I were to ever play in Wisconsin again, I would get suspended for the first game from getting 2 red cards in Madison's 56ers tournament. Okay, alrighty, that's fun. Good way to end the show. All right, I want to put that up. That's what I want everybody to see. I'm gonna put this one. I'm sorry. Want everybody to see this. That Jared said, "Great show." And that way, maybe everybody will view it when they look at it. Okay, guys, I'm out and have a great night and go Hawks and go whatever NFL team you're rooting for. Okay. Hi, Paul. Hi, Terry. Hi, Jason.